Welcome to the Sleepy C and Big B Show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sleepy C and Big D Show. With me as always,
Sleepy C.
I'll keep waiting for you to say Wayne.
And party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne. Car. Game on.
Car.
Game on. So, let's see here. Episode 11.
We're coming in hot right now.
Coming in hot.
I'm fresh off of one full beverage, alcoholic of the choicing, and Dave is fresh off of huffing a bunch of paint lacquer in his closed garage.
It's stain.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Staining.
It's a stain, wood stain.
But the
Number one,
the point is
you want good ventilation when you're doing that kind of stuff, and apparently I don't have that.
Maybe he didn't want good ventilation. I mean, sometimes Mondays are rough.
Glue
would have been a nice way to end the night.
We need glue.
Looks like we chose a bad week to stop sniffing glue.
That's
Airplane?
right.
Airplane?
Anyone? The shit's gonna hit the fan. Roger. Don't call me Roger.
One
Charlie.
of the weirdest parts is, I think,
Shirley?
when they go to her house and she's got the horse in bed with her.
Yeah.
To this day, that one always gets me.
No, but the autopilot is not a problem?
The autopilots, I feel like we've all been there, right? Is that... Nope. Okay. We've all had an autopilot start deflating on us mid-flight, and then you have to... Yeah. Anyways.
Perfect. Okay, so your Rosa is not with us today, so...
I'm flying solo for the evening. Not in life, just here on this venture
your dependency has...
the podcast session.
Has come to a new level.
My anxiety levels are a little bit spiked.
Mm-hmm.
I've realized... I've realized this prior to right now. This isn't something new, in my opinion. But I'm, like, super codependent of my wife. Like,
Have you always been that way?
I don't know
Prior
about...
even to her?
I don't know about always, but definitely with her. I'm like level 10 clinger status.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real problem. Like, if I could carry her around in my pockets, that would be the coolest. That way I could just take her everywhere I go.
Well, we learned last episode how you lost her at the game and how that was, the world for you.
Right. It freaked me out to a whole nother level. I didn't even realize. And that's set off just the panic within. I don't like that feeling. It's like a separation anxiety. I feel like my dog. Like when I leave for a while and I come home and she's just gone crazy. I get it now. I understand fully.
Are you that way with your dog?
Yeah, I really enjoy seeing her. It's a little bit crazy, though, when I get there and she will not stop barking. Even when I'm, like, at the kennel opening it to let her out, it's still, like, madness.
So is that how you are when you see Rosa? Hug.
Basically, on the inside. I can't do that on the outside because people will point and laugh. I mean, I guess I could.
You point and laugh.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Look at the funny little man.
Oh, look at you there, you're a leprechaun. But, yeah, no, I would say I do an internal rain dance of sorts.
Okay.
But it's weird. It's just that I enjoy being with her. Like, I like laughing at things with her all the time.
Okay.
Super, super gay. I know, right? But
well, even when she's here, she's not here. She's involved into the 3D.
Playing, but I like the essence of her. Like, I can just feel her vibing right here. Even if it's not with me and it's with she's playing Legend of Zelda.
Or Zelda.
Yeah. But either way, it's like that feeling of just needing that person there. You know how you
just
can...
someone
they
to
say
tell you how stupid you are?
Yeah, and they tell you... What movie is that? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking right now on it. Pulp Fiction. Oh. Where she's just like, somebody that you can just shut the fuck up with. And we can totally do that. And we can also totally get into a super in-depth, crazy conversation. So it's a good end of both spectrums. Right now, we're on a crazy kick of Dragon Ball Z. Or actually, Dragon Ball. That's the predecessor to Dragon Ball Z. This should have been something that I watched growing up. It falls into my age bracket of the early 90s child. But I somehow skipped out on it because I was so involved with Pokemon. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't give a shit about anything else. They came out with a bunch of other stuff too, like Digimon and oh man, what was that other one that we just talked about? That the kids had a Lugia or I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. There we go. See,
Yeah.
I don't even...
I have a competition coming up this weekend. All the cool guys are going to be there.
Hands down, I kind of want to go now. I'm not gonna lie, just to see what he described.
I'm
to
going to
me.
slam
I
it
want to
down,
see if
man.
it really
I'm throwing
is
it down.
fire.
All 12 of them are going to be there.
It's a 12-hour. It's an all-day event.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time.
I don't know if you can tell, but I pretty much devote my life to it. But
I have quite
and that's
the collection.
but honestly, that's what I did with Pokemon. I was like, nope, one track mind.
Yeah, but
I feel like
you collected. You didn't physically play.
that's true. That's true. It was very rare for me to ever play. I mean, that was I honestly I played like a handful of times.
I hear the new other thing, or not new. It's been around, magic cards or something like that.
Yes, I'm actually interested in learning. I have a friend whose husband is deep in the realm of magic.
Oh,
Yes, he. I don't know what the terms are, so I don't want to
pocket protector
Call
and
him.
everything.
he might have a pocket
Tape on the
protector at work,
glasses.
and no tape on the glasses though. Well, I mean, I would suppose he would if they were broken. They're not currently.
Well, now they have those magnet ones.
That's true. They do.
Mm-hmm.
That's too far though. I can't do that.
No.
I also, you know how I feel. Like I don't even like the glasses that do the auto adjust from
Oh,
daylight.
the dimming
sunglasses.
the transition.
Yeah, I'm not
You're not into that.
into that.
Too much technology,
Something says not alert.
right?
I don't know. Maybe it is too much technology. I don't know. I'm not sure.
What if it gets stuck in one direction?
What if it stays like I'm outside when I'm inside?
Then I can't see. Heavens forbid, I have to remove my glasses.
Yeah, you brought up pocket protectors.
Yes.
I apologize.
No, yeah.
And I noticed that would be the perfect segue for me to
You're welcome.
describe the fact that
I
here
figured out a way.
in my hand, I have a
Clicky pen.
clicky pen. Pop, pop!
Bit.
Caught you off guard, though, right?
Oh, it was a
weren't,
pop pen.
Weren't ready for that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to let the listeners know that I know it seems strange, like, hey, how come you guys haven't fucking taken all the clicky pens away from her? But as Big D and I were just discussing, when I'm at work, I have a clicky pen all the time. And because of that, I'm so used to that's pretty much all the pens I buy. While I do enjoy the occasional capped pen, I can't go walking around with that in my pocket. It's going to bleed.
Very rare. The cap pen is something that's giving away, and even at that point, it's not.
It's like if you're giving me a capped pen, it better be a nice pen. Otherwise, it is just going to be a throwaway, you know? Although I will say, a capped pen has saved a job for me before.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not functionally.
Other than that, yeah, but they're not great for their actual intended purpose, which is that of using a pen.
Yeah, if you have to write something for a long period of time, then yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
The ink flow, we can go into pen geometry in depth, but the gel pen, my favorite, the G2,
Yes.
the big G2.
Yes.
Big shout out to that.
Very nice. I like to go with medium, not bold. Bold is nice, but it bleeds too heavy.
We're still talking about pens.
Yes, just pens. Penticular.
Pentacular pens. So the pocket protector. Another thing that probably the youths of the world do not know at this point. That was something probably dated. I don't believe they even still make those.
Well, but most of them don't even have a real pen. They just have their iPad or whatever
Yes,
and
the
a
stylist.
fucking stylist with it. Yeah.
You're
Look, I
correct.
said stylist, like a hairstylist.
Yeah.
That's fine. No big deal. That's how I'm hip. I'm with it.
You are down with OPG.
Yeah, you can tell that I've never owned a stylus.
Right. Well, you haven't hit the 30 yet, so you're still with the cool crowd.
That's true. That's
Contrary
true.
to the store lady says.
Bitch. Why you gotta bring that up?
Have you seen her recently?
I haven't seen her not a one time.
Maybe her manager heard the podcast and fired her.
I honestly, I'm borderline. I'm thinking that maybe some of my friends that had listened to it that may also live in the same town maybe said something. I have no idea, but honestly, and to be fair, it's not like I go there all the time, although it is the closest location to us
Do you
available.
skip it on purpose because of that?
I wanted to. I really did, but I'm not going to lie. People convenience beat it out. I mean, I can't go to 7-Eleven instead and spend twice the amount for a loaf of bread. That just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Just
So I still go to Lucky's.
sneak around when she's not. Do they have the self?
They don't have self-checkout, surprisingly, which actually, believe it or not, I'm for. I'm not really crazy about self-checkout, especially because mainly, if you're going to have self-checkout, let me bring my beer through the line. Especially when that's all I fucking came for in the first place.
They want to check that. And we've talked about the self-checkout. We don't work at the store, so why are you making me do it?
Right. I mean, Anyways, that's a whole nother can of worms that we're not going to delve into at
We're
this
not
moment.
touching that one there.
But
Question: does the toilet paper go over the top or under?
ooh, this is a great question that you present.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it goes over.
Thank Jesus.
You always pull from the top.
Those nightly spin, find exact.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. My wife does it the other way. I constantly have to flip it around.
I saw
All the bathrooms, every single one, I gotta go check them.
I saw a picture of somebody reaching for a toilet. It was an example, obviously, but
Yeah, you scrape your
but it was
knuckle
like-
against the wall.
it was a real life setting though, or like it showed, and it was like, this is why you do it the other way, and there was like a giant spider hidden in the roll or some nonsense. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up and get back to you on that, because it just, the mirror shot, the way they showed it was super chillingly creepy, and it was under, and that's how you get tricked.
Got it. Okay, so at least you were all on the same page.
Yeah, no.
It just never made sense to me. It's like, it's common. We talked about common
And
sense. But
think about it. You go to the hotel. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
most hotels, they're going to fold that top facing out.
make it look beautiful.
Exactly.
Like an arrow.
Or a goose, if you will.
Oh, it's a goose.
Jordan fades back. Swish. And that's the game.
Who's gonna be Jose Canseco?
I hold myself in contempt.
Did you know that a kangaroo can't hop backwards?
Really? Is it because of the tail?
That
would be my guess. If
I
I
just
mean,
don't know.
I was unaware of this prior.
As part of our
Fun facts.
fun facts, or our teaching, we take it seriously that you learn something every episode.
Yeah, and that's definitely something I've learned here in this episode.
Right. So I mean, if you're being chased, get behind him
Sweet.
because he can't.
Do you think that they utilize their tail in their? I mean, I know for sure. I've seen them lean back on their tails and use their legs to kick out. So I've visually seen that on like. Actually, one time I saw it on the funniest home videos or whatever. But so I know that's how that works. But do you think they apply it in like a tail spin type of maneuver?
I think it is kind of a like a spring, perhaps.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Now we know. It takes a sloth 1 month to travel 1 mile.
That gives me anxiety just thinking about how slow that is.
It does. And then how many people just came into your mind?
Like to play that role, somebody that would go
as soon
that
as
slow.
you said, yeah.
I honestly, I tried to think of somebody that I could equate to that slow. And
I just had 2 people pop into my mind, which is strange.
I may have had one, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll leave that to the listeners. Who came to your mind
Yeah.
when we said that?
Please do. So you're a bit of a germaphobe.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, let me explain this to you. I wouldn't say that I'm super germophobic in the sense that, like, I have weird germophobness. Some things I'm totally fine with. Like, sharing food, I'm pretty good with. Mainly, to be honest, with my wife. Like, we could, I'll eat right off of her food.
5 second rule off the floor.
No.
No.
Nope, not even for a second. Not
Countertop.
even a 1 second.
Countertop.
Freaks me out a little bit. It depends. Did I just clean it? Was it just clean? Was it recently?
You're as of right
kitchen-
now. You dropped something on your kitchen counter.
No.
Okay.
Restaurant table? No. Because I don't know who maybe cleaned it or didn't clean it, wiped it down with a dry rag. You don't even know.
On a side note, it's awesome. Did you know that there's a free gum dispenser under every table?
You're disgusting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're sick.
So the reason I ask about the germaphobe thing, there are more living life forms on your skin right now than there are people on Earth. So
That's disgusting.
You're never alone. So this dependency with
you
Just-
can't see it, but I just got the chills
You
from
shimmied?
the bottom of my neck down to my tailbone. Like, just the whole spine just shivered with grotesque fears. All right? Gross. I already know. I know when you scratch or just rub your arm and the skin. It's just the floor has skin all over it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's Hannibal Lecter's or Buffalo Bill's dream come true. Just skin everywhere. But of course, it would have to be lotion.
it puts the lotion in the bottle.
So it gets the hose again.
My favorite drink, Coca-Cola, is naturally green before they add the caramel coloring.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why a certain somebody left a green Coke at work?
No.
You see that Coke sitting up there?
I had
It
that.
is green.
Yeah, no, that is not what that's a green.
Just the label?
The green label is when they put the what was that sugar substitute? Belvia, something like that.
I think I know what you're referring to.
Yeah, so it was like a certain thing that they tried to give it more of the pure sugar taste.
But it didn't work.
But it didn't work.
Because clearly nobody... I never saw a green label prior to that.
Yeah, I did not like it. And then how about, are you a sneezer? Like when you sneeze, do you let it rip or do you, chew?
You know, it depends on who you're asking. I feel like I really let it go.
I'm asking you.
That was great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As you can hear, I'm a little bit sniffly.
Yeah.
And I have been sneezing throughout this day. And I feel like I let it go. Mm-hmm. But if you ask, like, my wife or her sisters, they're just like, that's such an adorable little sneeze. That's great. That's what you do. And instead, theirs is just like...
Yeah, rattles the windows, things like that.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, that's what you need to do.
A little bit satanic.
For those of you that hold it in, you can basically rupture a blood vessel in your head or neck and die.
Guess what? You know what scares the shit out of me is that Melitza told me about that, and what scares me even more is, I'm sorry, I was understanding the question not necessarily wrong, but in a different sense, and I do hold it. I'm a nose squeezer.
Ah,
yeah.
My wife say yeah.
I don't want snot everywhere, is what it is. But Melitza told me that her grandfather, I think, passed that way. That he had ruptured a blood vessel or something.
Okay.
And that freaks me out. But I don't know what to do because I don't know how to just do it. Like, it's natural reaction for me now because I've been doing it for 29 years.
Right.
Or however long I was actually, covering my nose
Why
while
don't you
sneezing.
just cover your mouth and sneeze?
Because then I'm
your hand's already there.
Spitting all...
Well, that's the whole new sleeve thing, right?
Well, right. I mean, I do that too, but then I'm just like, then I got mocos all over everything, and it's just like...
Mocos?
Just keep it in my nose. Just stay there.
Mucus?
That's probably why I'm still sick. Yeah. Snots. Little snotties. Yeah, mocos sounds better than snot. I don't know. It's...
Mucus.
I mean, it's just... When you say mocos, it's like a Mexican thing.
It's like a mocha.
Maybe it... Ew, don't.
Yeah,
don't.
you've ruined coffee or
No,
chocolate.
I have not. No. There's no way we've ruined coffee. Anybody out there? There's
so
no way.
There you go. You've learned 6 things if we count the toilet paper roll.
And I taught you how to say snot in Spanish.
Yeah,
mocos.
So your dependency we talked about your pen thing, and the anxiety level that it brings you.
Yeah, I got... Maybe I need some therapy, all right? But that's what this is, right?
Yeah,
this is how I'm getting this all out.
This is your verbal therapy. It costs a lot less than your typical therapist. I could just imagine, the stories that you'd have to tell him and the amount of probably laws broken by your family. You were explaining a story how you don't like hot pans.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. It's good, right? In fact, I just had a great conversation with her.
How much you love her, I know.
Yes, I do. And you know I do.
Jenny, this is all in fun. Jenny?
Jenny? But
we'll have to share that story.
No, I actually just spoke with my mom on my way home from work, and we had a good, probably 20, almost 30-minute conversation.
Has she listened yet?
I don't think so. Obviously,
we know your sister has.
In fact, I don't think so at all. Otherwise, I feel like the phone conversation may have gone a bit differently. But we had a really good catching up, and we've both just been... It's just been sickness upon sickness, and not just at our house, but also apparently at my mom's.
Well,
my sister's
there. 3 kids,
yeah,
right?
And she's got all the kids. Exactly. So they've been sick, we've been sick. Nobody wants to fucking go see each other because we're all just sick. It's disgusting. But anyways, that brings me back to... Big D and I were referencing earlier on, sometimes the things that we grew up with are the ways that we learned things. And it may be frowned upon now, or people say, well, that makes you a bad parent, or, you shouldn't do this or that or the other thing. Bullshit. We all went through it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago.
It was survival of the fittest. See, that's the problem. We don't let the little kid that walks to the edge of the cliff die anymore, and that's why he's still around.
And that's why he's there.
Mm-hmm.
And these things worked. That's what we realized. Oh shit! Oh my god! That's a cliff. Okay, what have you? My referencing would be that when I was young, I was from what I understand, I was a relatively good baby. Except for, of course, like most babies, you want to touch things that you're not fucking supposed to. And I wanted to touch the stove because we had the coil tops and they would get red hot, like you could see them visibly change. And I guess in my young age, we'll just leave the number out because I don't want, one, I don't know for certain what my actual age was. And two, I don't want to hear about this bullshit later, like, you were only that old. Whatever. But I wanted to touch them all the time, the stovetop, and...
Well, it was magical. It turned from black to orange.
It was magic. And so finally, though, because I would, my mom would be cooking or whatever, mac and cheese, as we've discussed.
Right.
And she would have me on her hip, and I'd be trying to reach and lean over. Well, finally, my mom just said, fuck it. And she touched my hand to the stove. Real quick, just for a second, and she... instantly, I instantly pulled my hand back too. My skin bubbled up. I got a little, what is that? A blister, little burn blister. Yeah. And I started crying, and then she started crying. She was instantly, this wasn't some, abuse thing, okay? This was clearly a life lesson. And believe me, to be honest, I think subconsciously it affects me to this day. I'm scared as fuck to be in the kitchen around, in the hot stove area.
That's why you don't cook.
like it. Yeah, I'm not great. I honestly, I just don't have any talents there. I get over the top of the pan, and I'm sweating and sweltering, and I'm like, ooh, that's just way too hot on my arm skin. My forearm's exposed. Ooh. My wife, on the other hand, she'll just reach in there, and it's like her hand is the other half of a waffle maker, pressing down on tortillas in the pan. She just flip it, other side, good to go, and nothing, just here you go. Throws it on my plate. I touch it, and this is flown through the air. She's touched it. She's been holding it with her whole palm. She puts it on my plate, and it's flown through the air at this time and cooled off a little bit. And I'm can't even use it right now.
No.
Ooh, I have to wait, and I wait until it's fucking cold. And she's just like, "Do you want me to reheat that?" I'm just like, "No."
Let me just give me one right out the bag.
Yeah. I'll just take. It's fine that it's cold. It's not a big deal. I like it like that. It's fine.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do it. It's on occasions, don't get me wrong, there are exceptions. My dad the other night, he taught us how to make these chicken fajitas.
Okay. Well, you're on a roll with cooking lessons.
Actually, you know what? We were joking, but I mean it seriously. I think we're going to start doing this regularly because next that I told him already. I said the next thing on the list.
So he's the cook of the family. Your mom wasn't.
Oh, my dad can throw down in the kitchen. But rigatoni bake is the next one I want to learn because he can make the shit out of some rigatoni bake.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, I'll bring that over after. We'll do another Sunday or Saturday night to Sunday day setup. We'll make it work. We'll figure something out in there. I'm salivating just thinking about it.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm ready. But he made the barbecue, or he threw everything on the barbecue real quick and put everything together, and he was just like, well, I'm not rushing you, but he's like, it's great, it's gonna be good. And he's like, but go ahead and let it cool down. But I fucking couldn't wait. So
and you're someone that's
it
right.
Yeah, immediately. And I kid you not, I left that night. Not only there was a hot sauce on there too, so it burnt. I'm burning not only in a sense of fire on my tongue, hot. I burnt the taste buds off and the roof of my mouth. But it's also then burning on top of that from the heat from this this delicious salsa that I'm gonna have to get the name of and all.
He made it?
No, the salsa was a store-bought, but it is to die for. I'll put that shit on everything. It's like a mild heat that kind of builds.
You know what brand it is, or?
I do. I actually, while I look that up...
Since we don't have our fact checker with us.
We don't. This is where you come in, Rosa, and
if you can hear us.
We're missing you dearly at this moment. I hope you're playing Legend of Zelda right now.
Is that when you left her? Is that what she was doing?
No, but she was looking like she was going to get into relax mode. So hopefully that was the case. And here it is. It's called Hardee's Street Taco Sauce, and it's garlic sriracha blend.
Lovely. Is this available at your...
It's, from what I understand, it's only found at Safeway's, the only place my dad could find it. He was going to even tell me to get another one, but luckily he said that he found it in the back of the pantry. He didn't realize.
So is it a mild? Is it a tangy? I mean, I know you don't really like hot.
I mean, not crazy hot. I like a decent amount. I thought I liked a cool amount of heat until, I met Rosa, and she'll she'll lather shit in. I mean, anything you can put like tapatio on or
well, she's full Mexican, where you're just
yeah, I'm like a halvesy. I'm like a half blend. I'm like
you're a half blend decaf laugh.
Yeah, like a shot of espresso. But she likes jalapenos on pretty much everything.
Ice cream.
Damn near. She does like ice cream and beer. That's an interesting mix.
That is bizarre.
Right. It's usually after she's already had some beer. She's like, you know what sounds great right now? Some ice cream.
Well, I know they have a jalapeno like margarita, I believe.
Where?
The restaurant that we usually go to.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got this sick feeling when you mentioned that, and I think something about it made me think of that habanero. It was like mango habanero whiskey.
Yes.
And I had that in the Bahamas, and that was before I gave myself alcohol poisoning. That was part of the mixture, part of the concoction that I really there. Mm-hmm. And that really
you didn't follow the rules.
That really gave the last
and blended.
Yeah, no, that really sealed the deal for me on that day. A couple of shots of that stuff after a few cups of rum infused beverages by a heavy-handed pouring Alfie, our bartender.
Alfie?
Yes, to this day, I love and curse that man because while he was a great bartender, he was fucking us up, man.
Well, I mean that's his job.
It is, but goodness gracious, I was like, that was it. That was it. That right there, that ended our trip pretty much. I mean, like not physically because we were still there, but
you didn't see the daylight for the next couple days.
I literally the whole next day for sure we were in the entire day. I was up sick the whole day. For those of you not aware, this is when I was on my honeymoon. The second week of our stay, midway through, I got insanely blackout drunk, alcohol poisoning level. And proceeded to dry heave into the wee hours of the morning. It was enlightening.
Do we have film of that?
No, thank God. No. But I replay it every once in a while just to remind myself of how stupid I was.
That's right. I don't want to drink that.
Oh, wait. That's why I don't want any rum. Thank you. No. That's fine.
Yeah, because it's the rum's fault.
Thanks. No thanks.
Why is there always no rum?
I swear, it wasn't even the rum.
I think I messed up the line. No, it was why is the rum always gone?
And I'll tell you why it's always gone, because it's easy to throw back. Yeah. Like when you're out on the island and you got that temperature. That's what the islanders said, that they would do, like Coke and rum.
Yeah.
Or I mean, well, not even just that, but I mean, what did they say? Oh, milk and rum if they had an upset stomach.
The coconut milk?
I don't know. I think it was just regular milk.
I've always heard the coconut milk. That's why the coconut rum.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to double check with Rosa. I wish I could check right now, but we can't.
Well, we can't because she's at home sick.
Yep. It's all right. I'm hoping that she'll be better for next week's podcast. That way we can actually
if
maybe
she's
get some
not
trivia.
Better after a week, it's a good thing. It's a good thing you got the insurance.
That's what she said. She just told me that. She said, yeah, well, I got some life insurance, so, at least now we're taken care of. I was just like, no, I'd rather you just get better. That'd be great. It'd be nice if you could just not be sick anymore.
Well, it all depends. Don't rush it. Well, how much insurance did she get?
I don't know.
Okay.
Mainly because, again, I'm more for... Turns out I really like her. I like her a whole lot. I wish she was here right now.
We're going to keep this one.
I like her. I like her around,
Again, the difference between a year or 6 months of marriage and 20 something.
But at the end of the day, we love them so much, right? That's perfect. I like that. Did I mention already that we're on a... Oh, I did. And we never came back to it, was the Dragon Ball Z referencing.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to stay away from it.
Oh, I see.
No, go ahead.
Because you're not into it, right?
Yeah, I don't, because Dragon Ball Z... I'm not into anime.
That's right, we did talk about this, and you know what's crazy? Is I really never was either, other than Pokemon.
It just bothers me, because it was always the Japanese, writing and...
Yeah,
no?
But you know what's crazy, though? Okay, so... Let me just touch back on this because, one, we were talking about it and you steered us away. Normally you reel us back. Here I am doing that now. Anyways, So we're watching
It only
Dragon
took
Ball
you
Z.
10 weeks to get it.
No, I'm finally picking up.
Right.
But we're watching Dragon Ball, and Rosa turned me onto this show because she grew up watching it. She enjoyed it a lot, and again, like I said, I had no knowledge of it because I was like horse blinders. I saw Pokemon, and that's all I really gave a shit about. So watching it now, though, hands down, I'm super stoked. I managed to get the full, complete series of Dragon Ball. I thought it was Dragon Ball Z. Turns out I got the wrong one, but it's okay. We're going to Amazon Dragon Ball Z also, so we will have all of it. But we're going through and watching it right now, and boy, it just makes you realize what a different time it was growing up in the 90s. Like, there is a lot of sexual innuendos and references in this show. Like, Goku just goes around patting everybody on their crotch to tell if they're a boy or a girl. He's like, well, I can tell you're a dude. And they're just like, well, yeah, I'm a guy. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck? After he swatted them in the nuts 4 times, he's just like, pop, pop, pop. He's like, yeah, you're a guy. They're like, yes. What? But he doesn't understand. You know, it's
Is he a monster or something?
No, he's he's actually from another planet. He's a Saiyan. And it's a lot to delve into right now. I don't know if we have time.
We don't want to get into all that.
But to shorten it down, though, real quick, is that he is not of their world, and he only grew up knowing his grandfather, so he only knew the one guy. Other than that, though, he was pretty much secluded or what have you. But now he's meeting other people, he's finding other people or whatever, and realizing that there's girls also.
Hey, I've been patting you and you're not saying ow.
Yeah, he like hit her, and then he was like, oh my god, your balls are gone. And
he said that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, again, early 90s is a way different thing. And also, keep in mind, this movie, this came over, so Rosa was explaining it to me, this came over from, like, Japan, but it was, like, I guess one full movie that they broke down into segments to make for each season out here in America. So, but when it was out there, though, it was, like basically it'd be like a 2-hour-long movie or what have you.
So it's like a 15, 20 minutes
episode?
Yeah,
the fucking intro and outro, it's just like Pokemon. The intro and outro
it's longer
is
than the...
longer than the fucking show. Like, if you put those two parts together, it's equivalent, at least, to the length of the actual show. So, again, they're like, 10, 15-minute shows. And, but yeah, he said that he's just like, oh my god, Bulma, your balls are gone. And she wakes up thinking, oh,
something's wrong.
The Dragon Balls are gone. And so she's like, what the fuck? She starts freaking out. And he's actually referencing genitals. Yeah, and she's just like, what the heck? But, she's, I don't know, on the flip side, Bulma's kind of a little hoe. She be flashing, like, her chonies around to everybody. And she's just like, I'll do that, and you'll give me something.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right. It's crazy, though, because, again, this aired on TV. I don't know. Just, again, things to think of. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to
things that we grew up with that now would never fly.
No.
People would lose their fucking mind. In fact, I'm nervous even talking about this now because now it's going to be... I'm glad we bought the movies already because I'm sure that'll be like when they got rid of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
And they took it off. That's what I'm scared of. Is they're going to go through and start taking away all of our shit.
I can't believe Simpsons are still on.
I know. Isn't that the craziest thing? They're only on because they're predicting the future.
True.
That's the only way. The people are just like, well, just in case, we kind of might need this. Yeah. Let's just analyze every
so far
episode.
It's been right, so.
Yeah, that's insane. Truly, truly weird.
Matt Growing, I think is the...
Growing or groaning?
Yeah.
Groening?
That sounds right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Was it, I think it was the episode, I think it was Simpsons. No, it wasn't. It was Johnny Bravo. There's an episode of Johnny Bravo from Cartoon Network where the World Trade Centers are burning on fire.
Oh.
Yeah, in a kid's, like, I think, or maybe it was Johnny Bravo walking by a TV store, and they're in the window, like he happens to look at the TVs or whatever, and there's one of the TVs is playing, the Twin Towers is burning.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Stuff like that really freaks me out, like, on a different level. Like, you don't want to think things like that, but at the same time, it's like, how can you not think things like that?
Right.
It's like they're laying it out before us, and then it happens.
Yeah. Somebody drew it. Somebody thought of it.
Weird.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah. Except for right now. But that's all right.
That's
We're bound to
because
have those every once in a while.
This is where we always come into our clothes, that's why. So, with that being said, we will put another one in the books, put a pin in it, as you like to say.
Yep.
Not pen.
Put a pin in it.
Pin.
No, it is a pin.
It is a pin.
Like a pin, like pinning it to your shirt.
Excellent.
Put a pin in that.
What was the thing they used to do? Oh, the string. Tie a string around your finger to remember stuff. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, so something older than you.
That is weird. Shut the fuck. That is weird. Like, so they would represent different things, or what?
Okay. Oh, I have to remember something, and they would tie a string around their finger to remind them.
But how do you remember what the thing is?
Well, that's the problem.
I would fucking forget immediately.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, well, I thought I made myself a little ring. A hand ring.
It's a hand ring.
A hand ring, like, that's dumb. A hand ring, as opposed to a toe ring, which is a thing,
It's
but
an anklet.
people don't fucking call it a hand ring, you
Anklet
dumbass.
is a ring for your ankle.
A ring for your ankle. It's a bracelet, a leg bracelet.
A leg bracelet.
It's so nice. It separates what should be the calf from the ankle, assuming that you don't have the cankle.
The cankle.
Which I might have. That's on a different subject, though. Like we said, we're gonna put a pin in that.
We're gonna put a pin in that.
And we're gonna save that for a later date.
Come back in a future episode. Predict the future.
Maybe.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.
And as always, please leave us comments, questions, remarks, anything. We're on Facebook and Twitter.